303 is a duo from what I like to call the sleazy era of pop music. This specific era and style of pop music was largely defined by Kesha, with a $sign, with the inclusion of Lady Gaga's earlier party songs, as well as some of Katy Perry's breakout material. It's the era where partying was all there is to be about, and a lot of times the acts weren't scared to be vulgar, messy, or cartoonishly emotive, over some trashy, glitzy yet bombastic Europop beats. The artists weren't too concerned with being serious. Bizarre party scenarios were all too common, and so were the hits. But 303 is a duo that never exactly transcended that era, but were very popular acts during that time, and attained high-profile collaborations with superstars. For those of you who don't know, 303 is a duo made up of Sean Foreman and Nathaniel Moe. Their name came about due to their Colorado area code. They were characterized by their frat boy persona and ostentatious subject matter. They gained attention on MySpace, which is famous for boosting many mid-thousand stars into the spotlight. Eventually 303 landed a major label deal, resulting in their self-titled debut album in 2007. But their breakout wouldn't come until 2008, with their second album that held their breakout hit, Don't Trust Me. Don't Trust Me is a song that has gotten a bit of flack since its release, due to its lyrical content, with some critics slamming it as misogynistic. With lyrics like, "She wants to touch me, she wants to love me, she'll never leave me, don't trust a hoe, never trust a hoe, won't trust a hoe, cause a hoe won't trust me." And in the bridge they say, "Shush girl, shut your lips, do the Helen Keller and talk with your hips." Helen Keller was blind and deaf, so they're basically saying stay mute and only move provocatively. Despite its subject matter, it seemed as if the public couldn't get enough of the radio-friendly production and catchy hooks, blasting to the top 10 in the States and top 25 in the UK. While there doesn't seem to be a huge outcry around this song, there have been talks about it. When asked by Paper Magazine if they regret doing the song, they said, "We came up with this really funny line, and we were worried about whether it would offend people, but it was like, no, man, it's funny. People will get that it's tongue-in-cheek. In retrospect, if we'd known that many people were going to listen to it, maybe we would have thought more about it. But that's the kind of beauty of what we did. And I think people understand that." Their follow-up single Starstruck followed a similar vein. It had a remix with Katy Perry, whom they had met on the Warped Tour. Katy acted as the female protagonist in the song. Lyrically, they just talk about how they use people to get what they want and just want to have fun and not a serious relationship. The song had minor success on the charts, but would later go viral on TikTok. 2010 would kind of serve as the last hurrah of them being a normal sighting on the charts. They had the obnoxiously dance glitz collab Blah 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 with Kesha. It features Kesha objectifying men the way they often objectify women. 303 act as the douchebags in this song. But the hit following this song is one of their most popular songs. It's called My First Kiss. It did receive some viral attention on TikTok as well. Not exactly as much as Starstruck, but it did receive a great amount of viral attention. Critics did take a liking to it, mostly due to a feature from Kesha. It's not much of her in the song, she just kind of balances the energy. 303's part in the song is very shouty and cheery. The song overall is very juvenile, and lyrically doesn't say much. It does follow a sonic pattern of their previous successful singles, and they get to the point of kind of blending together, and not in a good way. Touching on My, released in 2011, went top 50 on the Billboard Hot 100. It's a very sleazy song, just about touching on each other's private parts. And in this particular song, it's not really the subject matter that's the problem, but their delivery. Their 2010 album Streets of Gold concluded their run in the mainstream pop market, at least for the 2010s, because you just never know with TikTok. I don't think there was any way they could have survived the direction pop music was heading in. It became moodier, slower, a bit more serious, basically everything they were not. They also didn't explore much range. They found a niche and never strayed away from it. Post 2012, they did not chart on Billboard. Even their recent music keeps the same essence, it's just a bit more contemporary. Following their muted fourth album, they signed to famed label Fueled by Ramen and released one album under them in 2016, titled Night Sports. The sound of this album reminds me a lot of when YouTubers during this time period would just like wake up one day and be like, hey, I want to be a singer. or like a YouTube comedy rapper or singer, or just parodies. It kind of just encompasses that vibe. They released an album in 2021 called Need. When asked about the release of the album, they revealed that they weren't pleased with their label Photo Finish, that they signed to at the beginning of their career. This is their response when asked how does it feel to release under the label again. "We hate those guys, man. We were contractually obliged to do it. They forced us." They recently dipped their toes in hyperpop a little bit, collabing with 100 Gex on a song called Lonely Machines. And they even collaborated with Rebecca Black on a hyperpop remix of Friday. Yes, that Friday. Ultimately, 303 are a time capsule act. They showed up at the right time at the right moment, rode that wave and never broke from it, for better or for worse. They seem to know what they are all about musically, sleazy, corny, and sometimes catchy.